찬솔! 찬솔! 찬솔 어디 갔냐? 애들 뭐해? 밥 먹어?
got a reason. If you want to sit and wait to play in that field, you can even make it better. Make it 11 on power pivot. Well, I couldn't say.
No, I already
Yeah, like move that. This one is starting. And then have the next game with 30 bring it back down again and say no BP, same thing as
Good evening and a very warm welcome to Gijang-Hyundai Dream Park in Gijang-Gun in the Republic of Korea, and day number 4 of the 2019 WBSC U-18 Baseball World Cup, as on a rain-soaked day in which we have already seen 4 postponements. We've got a later than anticipated game, but one ready to go nonetheless between the Republic of Korea and Nicaragua. As you can see, the rain continues to fall here at Gijang-Hyundai Dream Ballpark. We are on field number 3 tonight, and a playing surface that has taken on a lot of rain during the day. But thankfully, looks like it should be playable here shortly as we get set to go for this day number 4 matchup. My name is Tyler Mon. These two teams 2-1 coming out of the first 3 days of Group A play here at Gijang-Hyundai Dream Ballpark, and this is going to be a big one on day number 4 as rainouts across the spectrum with the exception of one other night game tonight. That one over in Group B, in which matchup between Japan and Chinese Taipei will pit a 2-1 team, one of 2 in that bracket, against the only unbeaten remaining in this tournament in Japan, which is a 3-0 squad after a big-time victory last night over the United States. Over in Group A, where this matchup comes from tonight, there are a lot of things still up in the air. Australia is 2-1, Canada is 2-1, Korea is 2-1, Nicaragua is 2-1, and here is the squad for this Nicaragua team today, starting 9 as announced for this matchup here on day number 4 of the tournament by Ramon Padilla, the manager of his national program, and the leadoff man is the shortstop, Cristian Moreno, who will get things started. Carlos Bravo, the center fielder, follows him, and then Roger Layton. Those are the 3 due up in the first inning. Jorge Lopez will clean up. Gustavo Arana, the second baseman, bats 5th. Ricardo Dumas, the first baseman, bats in the 6th hole. Elian Rayo is at third base, batting 7th. Francisco Rodriguez will DH tonight. He's in the 8th spot, and Jeffrey Montiel will bat 9th. Nicaragua started this tournament with a victory over Australia on day number 1, and this team has really, I don't want to say surprised people, because I think most everybody expected a good Nicaragua squad, but the way they've won games, they have been really impressive. They were able to hold on the first day of the tournament for a 1-run victory over Australia, as you get a look at the defensive alignment for the Republic of Korea as announced by manager Sun-Ro Lee. The first night of the tournament saw Korea take down the Netherlands 5-4, so it was 1-run victories for each of these teams, 3-2 for Nicaragua over Australia on that day. And then the next day, things kind of flipped for this Korea squad, at least. Australia, loser the day before, came out and nabbed a 1-0 victory over the Aussies. Nicaragua took down China 6-3. Yesterday, 2 teams that needed victories going into a matchup with big-time implications on who would move on as the top team coming out of Group B, presumably Canada and Korea. And Korea started with a flourish against Canada, 7 straight hits to open the first inning, and still needed just a little bit more drama than maybe anticipated to close that thing out. It was an 8-5 victory. Canada rallied late. Had that game gone another couple of innings, could have been talking about a much different story. So there is the situation right now for Sun-Ro Lee and his team, as Australia, Canada, Korea, and Nicaragua all at 2-1. Only 3 of those teams can move on to the Super Round coming up starting a little bit later this week, all weather dependent, of course. And the Netherlands still very much in the mix. China, it looks as though China will not be moving on to the Super Round with an 0-3 start to this tournament. They would need a ton to go their way. I'm not sure if mathematically that is still possible, but a big matchup here tonight between 2-1 teams. Somebody's going to jump into the top spot in this group, and Nicaragua and Korea each trying to make it them. We are finally just about set to get going here on a drizzly and rainy and miserable night in Gijang-Hyundai in the Republic of Korea. Four-man umpiring crew this evening as you get a look at our plate meeting for the matchup. Junjae Huang is behind the plate. He'll call the balls and strikes from Chinese Taipei. First to third around the infield, Simone Menacucci from Italy, John Flanagan from the United States, and Sujiwa Sirgampalaj from Sri Lanka at third. We had a long day yesterday. Thankfully not anything delayed by weather, but Sujiwa was one of a few people on the bus who were nodding off at the end of last night's game, headed back to the hotel. And tonight, our collection of umpires will try to at least get us through enough in this ball game to make it official, depending on how the skies continue to threaten. This has been a long, long day. There were a group of tournament officials and broadcasters and everyone who came to the ballpark this morning to the complex for what was scheduled to be a 10 a.m. first pitch for the scheduled first game of the day today, which was China and the Netherlands. That game was postponed. The noon games, Australia and Canada, another big-time matchup in Group A. That game, as well as Panama versus the United States, both postponed. South Africa and Spain, the 3:30 matchup, that was postponed. But we are attempting to get these 6 p.m. games in. They're already underway over on Field 2 as Japan and Chinese Taipei square off in a rivalry matchup. And tonight here on Field number 3, two squads that would love to get that inside spot on the track toward the Super Round from Group A, getting set to go here for game number 4. Starting pitcher for this Korea squad coming into the night tonight, Min-ho Lee, who gets the nod in this one. He is probably the best high school pitcher in Korea as of right now. First round draft selection by the LG Twins this year. He's got a fastball that'll reach the low 90s and a hard slider that's a good swing and miss, strikeout kind of pitch. Can sit, like I said, in the low 90s with that fastball, and the slider's got some pretty good velocity to it as well. Pretty well polished for his age is this right-hander, who will go to work against a Nicaragua team that's actually fared pretty well offensively as a group. Nicaragua batting .258 as an offense so far in this tournament, and a squad with 25 total hits through its first 3 games, 8 of those for extra bases. They've got 6 doubles, and they've got a pretty well-balanced lineup from 1 through 9 as well, as Cristian Moreno gets set to step into the batter's box and lead things off for Nicaragua, being summoned by our home plate umpire, Junjae Huang, on a September evening here in the Republic of Korea. Wish we could tell you that we had blue skies and a gorgeous day and a gorgeous night ahead, but it has just not been very cooperative that way. And the rain forcing postponements of 4 games today, we're hoping the next couple days it will be a little bit less threatening. I know tomorrow seems somewhat more promising weather-wise. We'll see how things shake out for Wednesday, which was the originally scheduled rest day for this tournament. Now we'll have at least 4 games to be made up on Wednesday from the ones postponed today, but kind of just changes up the routine for everybody. The other thing that it does for these 4 games, these 8 teams that did not participate today in games, they can kind of reshuffle the pitching staffs, which is sort of a nice element to this. Guys who may have pitched, you know, the first or second day of this tournament, or even yesterday, who would not have been available for a game today, they could be available for matchups coming up on Wednesday. The one name that really jumps to mind with potential Super Round berth hanging in the balance between Australia and Canada, Brandon Bidwa was Australia's starter yesterday, and he went 6 innings in that victory for the Aussies over China, and kind of felt like use that guy. He's not going to be around today, obviously, for game on 4th day of a tournament, which you've used him for a decent pitch count and aren't really going to be running him out there for short bursts in consecutive days. Brandon Bidwa, there's a chance that you can now see him on Wednesday against Canada, as we've got a truck driving on the warning track around the outfield, just waiting for that to vacate. I believe they were doing some maintenance on one of the light towers and just bringing the equipment off of the field. This playing surface here at Gijang-Hyundai Dream Ballpark is entirely artificial turf here on the second, third, and fourth fields. We are on field number 3. Dream Park number 1 is a natural all-grass field with a dirt infield, dirt mound, all that traditional baseball stuff, and that has been really, really saturated by the rain today. So, thankfully, we've got these artificial turf surfaces, which enable us to play ball on a misty and rainy night such as tonight. And we are underway at exactly 6:20 in the evening local time. And the first pitch with a friendly host nation crowd behind this Republic of Korea team is therefore a called strike from Min-Ho Lee. Cristian Moreno, the leadoff man for this Nicaragua squad through his first 3 games in the tournament. Still trying to get himself going at the plate. He is just 1 for 13 with a single and a run scored. But Ramon Padilla continuing to show faith in this young shortstop, putting him in the leadoff spot. And he'll swing and bat this ball to the right side of the infield where Ji-Chan Kim will throw him out. 1 up, 1 down to get things started here in the first. You saw the defensive alignment for the Republic of Korea a little while ago. It's Ju-Hong Park in left field, Siwon Park in center, and Ju-Young Lee in right. Junwoo Shin is at third base, Min Park is at shortstop, Ji-Chan Kim is at second, Jae-Young Yang is at first, and Hyunwoo Gong behind the plate, handling the right-handed starter Min-Ho Lee. Carlos Bravo steps into the batter's box, one of the best names in this tournament. Carlos so far just 5 at-bat resume through the first 2 days of this competition, but he is 2 for his first 5 with a triple and a run scored as well. Lee from the windup. Puts the 0-1 just a little bit high. 1 ball and 1 strike. It's kind of interesting to watch as the players get used to each umpire. You saw Carlos Bravo kind of stare back at Junjae Hwang on that pitch because he's got an emphatic voice to his ball call. And Carlos from Nicaragua, Junjae Hwang from Chinese Taipei, don't speak the same language. So Carlos wondering if that was going to get a pump of the fist to indicate strike. Now he finds himself down at 1-2. And ball 2 outside on a fastball a little bit away. There's some good velocity. That ball's humming out of the right hand of this young right-hander, Min-Ho Lee. Bravo waiting. Staring through the rain. And stepping out. This Nicaragua squad, this is kind of the quiet team right now, making its push in Group A. Waved at and missed. Nice breaking ball that Lee actually kept elevated and gets his first strikeout of the day.
Batting third, left fielder, Rogelio.
That thing is so tantalizing looking. You can get it up and just swinging through it. Bravo couldn't get a piece, so 2 gone now, base is empty. And the batter out of the 3 spot, Roger Layton. Good start to the tournament for him. A 400 hitter is Layton. He's got a triple, a couple of RBIs, 3 runs scored. 1 walk in the tournament as well. A 1 on the way to him. This Nicaragua team has 6 walks as a team in the tournament. 1 player has half of those. That's the guy in the on-deck circle, the catcher Jorge Lopez, if it gets to him. That's a great frame job behind the plate by Hyunwoo Gong. Lee home on 1-2. Called strike 3, got him back-to-back strikeouts in the inning. And Nicaragua set down quickly, dispatched here in the first. We'll head to the bottom of the first inning. Nicaragua 3 up, 3 down, and Korea coming up on day number 4 of the 2019 WBSC U-18 Baseball World Cup.
1번 수비에 들어갈 니카라과의 수비 위치를 말씀드리겠습니다. 투수 호바니 까날레스, 버스 호르헤 로페즈, 엘루스 리카르도 디마스, 1루수 구스타보 아라나, 3루수 엘리앙 라요, 유격수 크리스티안 모레노, 4익수 로헤 레일동, 중견수 카롤로스 브라보, 5익수 제프리 모티엘. 이상은 1번 수비에 들어간 니카라과의 수비 위치였습니다.
We are pleased to introduce the defending team in the bottom of the first inning. Pitcher, Giovanni Canales. Catcher, Jorge Rojas. First baseman, Ricardo Dumas. Second baseman, Gustavo Arana. Third baseman, Elian Rayo. Shortstop, Cristian Moreno. Left fielder, Roger Rado. Center fielder, Carlos Bravo. Right fielder, Jeffrey Montiel.
Bottom of the first inning, Korea will head to the bat rack for the first time today after an orderly top of the first from their starting pitcher, Minho Lee. Starting lineup looks like this, as announced by Sung-Rul Lee, the manager of this host nation squad. Ju-Young Lee leading things off. He's the right fielder. Ji-Chan Kim right behind him, the second baseman, and Ji-Min Nam, the designated hitter, who can also pitch for this squad. He'll bat in the 3 spot. They are the ones due to the plate for Korea here in the first. Jong Park Shin, Park Gong, and Park the 4 through 9 hitters, as the first offering delivered from Nicaragua's starter, and the bunt on the first baseline is a leadoff single for Ju-Young Lee. We have not seen that work really a whole lot as of the early days of this tournament, because the ball moves so well on this artificial turf surface. You lay a bunt down, you get a little bit too much behind it, and it seems like it just gets out to defenders way too quickly for anybody to beat out base hits on bunts. But with the waterlogged surface that we're playing on tonight, Ju-Young Lee lays down the bunt, and Giovanni Canales has allowed the base runner out of the leadoff spot on the first pitch of the ball game. And now Canales will face Ji-Chan Kim. Kim so far in the tournament, 6 for his first 13, a .462 average. Top 2 guys in this lineup have been fabulous for Korea. Ju-Young Lee was 6 for 12 in the tournament before that bunt single, so he's got himself up over 500 now, as the count is 2 balls and a strike on Kim. Korea, kind of a Jekyll and Hyde start to this tournament. Got the win in 10 innings over the Netherlands on night number 1. 5-4 was the final in that one. Then fell to Australia 1-0 on day number 2, before bouncing back, scoring 6 in the first inning and moving on to an 8-5 victory over Canada on day number 3. That game was kind of crazy, to say the least. Yesterday, Korea opened the game with 7 straight hits, but Canada out-hit Korea 17-3 in that game and left 14 men on base on the way to the loss. So if you're Canada, it's a loss, yes, but you'd probably feel okay about how you stack up against the top-ranked team in your group, Korea, the world's number 3. Nicaragua, the 15th ranked country on the international stage in the World Baseball Softball Confederation's international men's baseball rankings, as Kim skies this one out towards shallow left. 3-man conversion. It is his shortstop Moreno to make the grab. First out recorded here in the bottom of the first. 95 meters down the lines here at Dream Park Field number 3, 110 meters out to dead center field. There's the defensive look. Leighton, Bravo, and Montiel in the outfield, left, center, and right. Rayo, Moreno, Arana, and Dumas around the horn in the infield. Jorge Lopez doing the catching duties. That's about 311 feet to the foul poles and 361 feet roughly to dead center field. As Canales comes home, and a good breaking ball, but couldn't put it where he wanted to. A ball and no strikes on Jimin Nam. Nam's only got 6 at bats so far in the tournament, but he is 3 for 6. All singles, couple of runs batted in and 2 runs scored as well. Swings through a 1-0 offering to even the count. Two-seam fastball with some late ride away from the right-handed hitting DH. Nam is a big guy. There are a lot of big guys on this Korea roster. We've kind of seen that from pretty much all these teams. There are just big athletes everywhere and imposing physical figures in the middle spots in the orders, especially in this tournament. Ramon Padilla, longtime Nicaragua national team member himself. Guy who played in the Olympic Games back in 1996 in Atlanta. 2-1 on the way. 3 balls and a strike. Nicaragua, one of the Central American countries that really considers baseball its national pastime over football. Nicaragua's had a good amount of international successes. Now they got the runner picked off between first and second. Dumas will try to chase down, and now no tag on the first attempt by the second baseman, Gustavo Arana. Now, this will be interesting to see if Korea takes a look at this. Christian Moreno tags out Ju-Young Lee, but that throw was high to Moreno. That's a great move by the lefty, Canales, to get this rundown started. It would go 1, 3, 4, 6, and does not look as though Korea will challenge this. Probably no sense in doing so early on in a game. So it's a pickoff. 1, 3, 4, 6 goes the out. And a swing and a bouncing ball to the left side. Chance for Rayo, who's got to launch that throw, and a nice dig on the backhand by Ricardo Dumas, and that retires the side. So leadoff bunt single goes nowhere, and we move into the second inning. Nicaragua and Korea scoreless after 1 on day number 4 of the 2019 WBSC U-18 Baseball World Cup.
니카라과 공격 4번 타자 버스 호르헤 로페즈.
Top of the second inning, Nicaragua offense. Batting fourth, catcher Jorge Lopez.
Scoreless first inning for Nicaragua and Korea. We head into the second. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 on each side. For Nicaragua, that means catcher Jorge Lopez, second baseman Gustavo Arana, and first baseman Ricardo Dumas. The 3 due to the plate, middle third of the order. Back at Gijang-Hyundai Dream Ballpark, field number 3. My name is Tyler Mon. Thanks for joining us on a Monday evening here on the Korean Peninsula. Republic of Korea, the host nation for the 2019 U-18 Baseball World Cup. And 3 years ago, we had the Women's Baseball World Cup here and dealt with some rain as we are dealing with this week. And the drainage on these fields is just fantastic. And the amount of water that these fields have taken on since last night, there are not a whole lot of facilities on the planet, non-Major League or NPB or KBO facilities, I should say, that would be playable today. But fields 2 and 3 playable tonight. So we're going to get the final 2 games of the scheduled 6 today under our belts. 4 games postponed today will be made up on Wednesday, the originally scheduled rest day. And hopefully the weather cooperates, and those will be the only ones needed. And hopefully we can get them all out of the way, because I know a lot of us are planning on catching the KBO game at Sajik Stadium, as Latte Giants will be home that night. 2-2 pitch. Bounce to the right side by Lopez. High hop, speared on the backhand as Jong will get it to Lee. 1 up, 1 down in the second. 4 straight retired by Minho Lee to get this game started. Telling you about Minho Lee, this is a Korea team that has a lot of really, really talented pitching staff members. But Minho Lee might be the best among them because he seems to be the most polished among them. A guy who just kind of knows how to pitch, knows how to use his stuff. He can locate, he can command, he can control. Not the biggest guy in the world, as you can see, but kind of gives you that Marcus Stroman feel if you wanted to compare him to a Major League Baseball pitcher in the United States. Not a big guy, but good velocity, really, really smooth mechanics. And the fastball tapped right back to him. A weird spin to it, but no trouble for Lee, who handles it off of his chest. 2 gone.
6번 타자 1루수 리카르도 두마스.
That brings up Ricardo Dumas.
First baseman, Ricardo Dumas.
Some weird topspin to that ball. Good job by Lee not panicking. That's always the kind of scary thing when you're a pitcher or an infielder and you feel a ball clank off of your body somewhere and you worry about a runner burning up the baseline. You don't want to find yourself in a spot where then you rush the throw and throw it away, or flip it over a first baseman's head or anything like that. So good job by Lee. One pitch low, but at the knees to put it in firm favor of the right-hander. Hyunwoo Gong, I remember a couple years ago watching the catching group for Korea in the 2017 U-18 Baseball World Cup, and they are a really, really impressive and steady mechanical group behind the plate as Dumas swings and doesn't get a piece. And gone on strikes, he will be the last out of the second. That is 6 straight retired by Minho Lee to get things started, 3 of them via the strikeout. We'll head to the bottom of the second inning. Nicaragua and Korea scoreless in game number 23 of the 2019 WBSC U-18 Baseball World Cup.
DMR 한국 공격 4번 타자 1루수 장대영.
Bottom of the second inning, scoreless through an inning and a half at Gijang-Hyundai Dream Ballpark, field number 3. Game number 23, the 2019 WBSC U-18 Baseball World Cup. A little bit delayed by rain, some postponements today, but we are underway and moving along here in this Group A matchup as Korea and Nicaragua each 2-1 through the first 3 days of this tournament, trying to hop onto that inside track for a Super Round berth, with the final scheduled day of opening round action set for tomorrow, Tuesday, September 3rd. We will have makeup games on September 4th, our originally scheduled rest day. But if you are one of these two teams and one of the two teams on our field off to our left right now, you feel all right if you're able to get this in tonight. You can kind of keep the tournament structured the way you would like to. You're not going to be basically, in effect, trying to play 7 games in 7 days, as the 8 teams who were postponed earlier today may be. Moment for Jorge Lopez, the Nicaragua catcher, to compose himself as that ball rattles off of the mask. There's a good New York Times story recently written about the risk of concussions for catchers on foul balls like that. Catchers and umpires, not just catchers. And the strides that have been made in, as there's a called strike 3 on a great looking changeup over the inside corner. Giovanni Canales, he's got his first strikeout. Gijang-Hyundai is gone looking, 1 gone here in the second. But the advancements in technology to try to protect catchers from just wearing those foul balls right off of the mask, and some of the stuff that's been drawn up. There are masks now that have springs and shock absorbers in them to try to soak up some of the force of foul tips on baseballs that rattle right back into the mask. So many catchers have gone to that full head mask like Jorge Lopez is wearing. You see in your screen as he crouches down. That's commonly referred to in the United States and Canada as a hockey style mask. It's similar to the mask that ice hockey goaltenders wear. And the popularity of that mask is due to the fact that there's really not a flat surface on it. So a baseball that goes deflected into it is very unlikely to retain all of its force as it hits into that mask. The old style masks that we still see a lot of athletes wear, not just in the major leagues, Nippon Professional Baseball and the Korea Baseball organizations, that pitch just slides around the plate. And it'll give Mint Park a 1-out walk here in the second. The old school catcher's mask would wear the batting helmet shell and pull the mask down with the strap over the top of the shell on top of your head. Those masks have so many more flat surfaces that a baseball that gets fouled into it can just contain a lot more of that kinetic energy and pass it into the mask, and therefore the head that is wearing the mask, as this ball is popped up into the screen on the bunt attempt, no balls and a strike. But those hockey style masks, quote unquote, there's so many angles and curves to them that baseballs, when they hit, are likely being redirected off of the mask rather than just absorbed into the mask. Not that it makes it any joy to be hit by a foul ball right on the mask anyway, but it's pretty amazing the advancements that have come along in that for so long. I mean, for decades, for generations, that pullover style mask worn with the shell was all that anybody wore. Great breaking ball from Canales. No balls and 2 strikes. That thing came in at 102 kilometers per hour. That's only 63 miles per hour. That is a real slow breaking ball. No balls, 2 strikes on Jung-Woo Shin, the third baseman, batting out of the 6th spot in the order. High on the fastball. Well, these two teams, Nicaragua and Korea, certainly no strangers to each other on the international stage, and not even in this event. These two squads squared off in the first round of the 2017 U-18 Baseball World Cup back in Thunder Bay, Ontario. Swinging a drive out to left and well struck. Moving back, Leighton. This is over his head. It'll one hop off the wall. Nice bare hand pickup. He fires this back into the infield. Chance on the lead runner, and they got him on the relay. That is a tremendous job by Roger Leighton, playing that ball off of the left field wall, and a 7.65 relay cuts down Min Park.
Batting 7, left fielder.
My goodness. That is not easy for an outfielder to do. To play. Look at how smoothly Roger Leighton, just a perfect hop, and then an even better job maybe by Cristian Moreno cutting across to serve as the cutoff man there and moving to where that ball was bounced on the throw, collecting it and readjusting to get a throw of his own to Ilian Rayo. So Junwoo Shin with the double, but lead runner retired in front of him. And now it's 2 outs with 1 man in scoring position. That'll go as just a single for Shin, by the way. He goes to second on the throw. .1-0 pitch, in for a strike to Joo-Hong Park. Park, a first-round pick to the Kuwum Heroes this year, and a really, really promising high school bat. He is the best high school hitter in the Republic of Korea. Scouts and player evaluators just love his projectability. There's so much ease in that swing. Doesn't get a piece there on 1-1. Real easy swing path and mechanics, and he's got a skill set that'll translate when he grows into that frame and continues to develop as a hitter. 1-2 pitch on the way. Broken bat, flared shallow center, and the call and the catch made by Gustavo Arana, and that will retire the side. So the walk and the single do no damage. Some fancy defensive work behind Giovanni Canales, and we move to the top half of the 3rd inning. Nicaragua and Korea scoreless. Minho lead. First couple of offerings into Ilian Rayo outside of the zone, but he pumps the 2-0 in there for a strike. Rayo to kick off this tournament for his team. 2 for his first 10 with a double and an RBI. A couple of runs scored. Takes ball 3 there. Nicaragua, a longtime baseball nation in Central America, a country that's been playing the sport since the 1880s, as ball 4 comes in tight on Elian Rayo. It's a 5-pitch walk. This manager Ramon Padilla pretty pleased with that patient at bat to kick things off, patient plate appearance, I should say, to kick things off in the 3rd. And that'll bring up designated hitter Francisco Rodriguez. The story goes that baseball was introduced to Nicaragua by an American businessman named Albert Adelsberg in the 1880s in Bluefields, which is the capital of the South Caribbean Autonomous Region. He actually basically, according to the story, talked 2 cricket clubs into switching to baseball. There was so much British influence on the Caribbean coast of Nicaragua, and Albert Adelsberg evidently convinced a couple of cricket clubs to try this other bat and ball sport. And the sport really took off in the early 20th century as Rayo narrowly gets back into the bag, maybe. Depends on where that tag was by Jae Young Jong. And Nicaragua's first international competition, it's believed, came in the 1935 Central American and Caribbean Games, and then in the 1939 Amateur World Series. It's a swing and a back-footed shot foul. The Nicaraguan Professional Baseball League has had a couple of different incarnations. First started playing in 1956, it shut down in 1967. It was revived in 2004, and currently pretty healthy as a professional league. Good at bat. The DH out of the 8 spot. Francisco Rodriguez, the bunt attempts the foul, takes that ball, now starting to work his way into it. There's only 4 teams in that league. Colombia, but it is up to every international standard. WBSC standard, of course, and Major League Baseball standard as well, which is something that really comes into play more and more as the years go on, as Major League Baseball has played its exhibition games around the globe. Nippon Professional Baseball has done some fun stuff like that as well. They take spring training on the road. A lot of teams set up shop in the U.S. state of Arizona from year to year. Korea Baseball Organization has done that as well. 3-2 pitch, foul back into the screen. What a battle this is from Francisco Rodriguez. That stadium now, Dennis Martinez National Stadium in Managua, 15,560 seats. Cost just over 36 million, or just under, I should say, 36 million US dollars to build. It is the largest baseball stadium in Central America. 3-2. Lace back up the middle, but that's going to be right to the waiting Gijang-Hyundai. He's going to double off the runner at first. Ilian Rayo thought, like me, that that thing was ticketed for center field, and he is doubled off. And the leadoff walk will go nowhere. You can see guys slipping and sliding all over the place on that dirt at first. I do not think there's going to be a whole lot of steal attempts today. Not much footing over there as Montiel puts this one in the air. Playable, maybe, somewhere. Looked as though the backstop gong did not see it, but he gets there, and after that tremendous at-bat by Rodriguez, Montiel fouls out on the first pitch, and Nicaragua has sent the minimum through its first 3 innings. Nicaragua does get its first base runner, but we head to the bottom of the third, still scoreless between Nicaragua and Korea.
Bottom of the third inning, Republic of Korea offense. Batting 8, catcher
The bottom half of the third inning, Korea will send 8, 9, and 1 to the batter's box, trying to get the offense started here in the third day, or check that, fourth day of play for the 2019 WBSC U-18 Baseball World Cup. Back on the third field at Gijang-Hyundai Ballpark. Group A meeting in which we find ourselves. No balls and a strike. Leadoff man for Korea, as you see the starter for Nicaragua, Giovanni Canales. Trying to keep those spikes even somewhat not caked with mud. 0-2 pitch on the way. Lopez wanted it there, was standing up, calling for that pitch elevated. He got it, but did not get the 8-hole hitting catcher to chase. A ball and 2 strikes. Canales, despite retiring the side in order, well, not in order, but facing the minimum in the first, and then just 1 over the minimum in the second. He's actually thrown a decent amount of pitches so far. 34 now to the leadoff man here in the bottom half of the third inning. Nicaragua has sent the minimum its first time through the order, through 3 to 2. Two on the way again. Big swing and a miss. And Hyun-Woo Gong tired for strikeout number 2.
center fielder, C1.
And out number 1 here in the third. Well, today kind of provided a semi-off day for tournament personnel, and at least for 4 teams who got the day off, or 4 games, 8 teams who got the day off. Postponements today for China and the Netherlands, the early game, Australia and Canada, Panama and the United States, and South Africa and Spain. All 8 of those teams got a chance to take some time off, wander around. I went down with our fellow broadcaster Jason Schwartz to Hyundai Beach down near the hotel, and we went down there and saw some Team Australia members who were hanging out on the beach, some USA Baseball roster members and staff members who were wandering around on the boardwalk area. It wasn't really beach weather, but at least the rain had stopped for a little while. It appears to have stopped here as well, at least for right now. Can't get a real great look. We're in a broadcast position with no opening windows, so can't get a feel exactly, looking out through this glass, if there is anything falling at the moment. But it's dry enough, put it that way. One fouled into the screen by Park, and the count is full. Siwon Park out of the 9 spot. He is the center fielder. We'll send things back to the top of the order. And Ju-Young Lee. After the conclusion of this at bat, 3-2 on the way from Canales. Ball 4, he walked him. And a 1-out base runner on after a leadoff strikeout, just like last inning.
Batting
For
first,
Korea.
right fielder Lee Ju-hyung.
Ju-Young Lee bunted for a single in his first trip to the plate. First pitch of the ball game, bunted up the first base side, found himself aboard, and then was picked off. 1-3-4-6. First pitch fastball low to him. Giovanni Canales, he has dealt with traffic in every inning, but got the pickoff in the first, got an out on the base paths in the second, and now trying to work around this 1-out walk issue to Siwon Park out of the 9 spot here in the third. One 1-0 pitch there for a strike. Talking about the history of baseball in Nicaragua, history of baseball in Korea. Similar as this one is kicked out at second base by Arana, and Gustavo's not going to have a play at first. That'll go as an error charged to the Nicaragua second baseman. And it's runners at first and second now with 1 out. Crazy thing about the history of baseball in this baseball crazy country, the Republic of Korea, is that the professional league, you think about all the history of Korean baseball and the legendary players who have played here and big moments, and the Olympic gold medal, of course, in 2008. World Baseball Classic successes, the Premier 12 championship back in 2015. The Korea Baseball Organization actually did not start playing until 1982, which is sort of crazy. 1905 was when the sport was believed to be first introduced here on the peninsula, but it was not until December of 1981 that the KBO formed and started play in March of 1982. One thing I love about these trips over here, get into the hotel, you flip on, there's about 5 straight sports channels on TV, and every single night there is a game on every one of them. And that's pretty fun. Last night, actually, on Asahi TV, the Japanese network. They, of course, had the Japan versus U.S. games. This might be a bunt single toward the right side, and it is going to be, as a little mix-up in defensive communication on the right side of the infield, and Ji-Chun Kim taking advantage of it. He puts himself on, and the bases are loaded now, with still just one out in the third inning. Get another look at this. Kim lays the bunt down. Canales, that thing just kind of scoots by him, so it's the first baseman, Dumas, who went after it, and Gustavo Arana didn't get there in time to cover. To be honest, I'm not sure if Arana could have, based on where he was positioned when that pitch was thrown. And for Giovanni Canales, trying to hustle the bag and get there, probably not much of a chance that he was going to be able to beat the fleet-footed second baseman to the bag. So, bases loaded now as Jose Quiroz makes a visit to his lefty on the mound. Canales, born on the 13th of September in 2001. I'll have a birthday, 18th, coming up here in 11 days. He's got to get out of a jam here against an impressive young bat and arm in Jim-In Nam. Ball and no strikes. 1-0 hangs up, and it's the perfect pitch and the perfect result for Nicaragua until the execution. The out is recorded at home on the 1-2 put out, but Jorge Lopez took an extra moment to try to fire a rocket down to first base, and he blisters it by Ricardo Dumas, and that will bring home 2. That is a crusher of a moment. Giovanni Canales gets exactly the result he wants. Gets the out at home to retire Siwan Park. But you see that extra moment where Lopez just loaded up and rifled that ball down to first and put it out of Dumas's reach. So Jim-In Nam not only reaches, but goes all the way to third base on that play, which will go as a fielder's choice and an error, I believe. And it plates Ju-Young Lee and Ji-Chun Kim. Does go, by the way, as a fielder's choice and an error on the backstop Lopez. That's the second error of the day for Nicaragua, second one in this inning. Ju-Young Lee reaching on a ball kicked by Gustavo Arana, and now hit by pitch, and everything's going wrong in this inning for Nicaragua. Jae-Young Jong is aboard with 2 outs.
Batting fifth, shortstop Park Min.
So it's first and third for Min Park. Breaking ball that just slid too much across the plate to the inner half, and off the inner half and into the left knee of Jae-Young Jong. Min Park, a walk in his last trip to the plate. He's the one who was thrown out at third base, trying to go first to third on the single by Junwoo Shin. On a terrific play by Roger Layton, the left fielder, and Cristian Moreno, the shortstop. Two balls, no strikes, 2 gone. Giovanni Canales up over 55 pitches with this next one. In the air, right side. This is a long run for Arana, and he reaches back, it's behind him. Another run will score. They will hold Jae-Young Jong at third base, and it's going to go as a weird single, the third miscue of the inning in the field. Fourth if you count that hit by pitch for Nicaragua, and a third run home to make it a 3-0 Korea lead. That'll just go as a clean single for Min Park. That is a tough play. I mean, that's one of those things, you get a pop-up off the bat, and as a pitcher, you're happy. You feel like, all right, I'm going to get out of this. But with where Gustavo Arana was positioned, and Ricardo Dumas for that matter, that's a long run for Arana, and he just over-pursued it. And a ball and no strikes now on the 8th man to bat in this inning, Jun-Woo Shin.
Cargate, Cristian, cargate tercera. Mira el picheo, déjalo a él.
Shin singled last inning on that big drive to left field. Skies this one foul. Nicaragua trying desperately to get out of this inning. This has been a collision of all kinds of ugly things in the field. And even on the mound, that hit by pitch, moving this inning along. Now we got another one, or do we? No, that's an emphatic call by the home plate umpire, Jun-Jae Hwang, who rules that Jun-Woo Shin was not hit by that pitch, although you could see he may have actually ruled that Jun-Woo Shin kind of leaned into that pitch, which you're not allowed to do. Got to make an attempt to get out of the way. But either way, it's a 3-2 count. And in that spot, I don't think you really got to worry about the runner at first that much. Obviously, he's going to be in motion, but the last thing you want in an inning like this is another miscue with that iffy footing over in the first base dirt cutout. Put a throw off the mark and end up sending it away and bringing home another run. Can't afford that. 3-2 pitch. Bouncing ball out to short. Should maybe do it. Kicked by the shortstop Moreno, but he sticks with it to get the out at first. And that, mercifully, for Nicaragua's sake, retires the side. But 3 runs come across in the inning for Korea, and we head to the 4th. Korea out in front of Nicaragua, 3-0.
4회 초 끝나면은 우리 90초가 있거든. 가서 베이스 좀 닦자. 4회 초 딱 끝나자마자 바로 뛰어가서 닦자. 그리고 저 헬멧 계속 쓰고 있어야 돼.
사이트 니카라과 공격 1번 타자 유격수 크리스티안 모레노.
Top of the first inning, Nicaragua offense. Batting first, shortstop Christian Moreno.
Moving along to the top half of the fourth inning, a breakout bottom of the third for Korea and a 3-0 lead. Headed into the top of the fourth, back at Gijang-Hyundai Dream Ballpark. Field number 3. My name is Tyler Mont. Thanks for hanging out with us on a Monday evening on the Korean Peninsula, day in which we mostly sat around the hotel, wandered around the Hyundai area for a little while, trying to figure out if there were going to be any games played today. Thankfully, the rain's abated for long enough to get these fields ready. Now, they are obviously, as you can probably tell in your shot, back at least somewhat. It's been kind of a mist for most of the day today. Rain at times, and off and on rain here this evening, but these all artificial turf fields 2 and 3, make it a little bit easier for us to get some baseball in, as Christian Moreno, the leadoff man, starts the fourth inning the same way he did the first, with a ground out to his middle infield counterpart. Moreno, the shortstop, bouncing out to the second baseman, Ji-Chang Kim. And with one gone, here's Carlos Bravo. Carlos, a strikeout swinging in his first trip to the plate. He's got that uniform accessory, the baseball sleeve with the stitches coming out of that left elbow pad. Seen a lot of those. That's one of those things that's kind of coming to vogue in recent years in baseball across the globe. The Australian team has a really cool one that's got their jersey lettering across those arm sleeves as well. I think, if I saw Bravo's correctly, I think he's got a part of the Nicaraguan flag on that sleeve also. Take a look into that third base dugout for Korea. Lee pulls the 2-1 fastball a little bit too much. 3 balls and a strike here on Bravo. Nicaragua is a fun team. Was talking with a couple of members of the Canada staff today. Ran into them walking around in Hyundai, and they said they were discussing the Nicaragua team with some Australia counterparts last year, as Canada played an exhibition series against Nicaragua, and Australians asked, what do you know about this team? And Canada's guys said they're going to fight you every chance they can. This is a team that takes good at bats. They pitch well, they play good defense, and even despite the couple errors in that last inning, Nicaragua's not going to go anywhere tonight, as this one skied out into Juan Park's glove. Carlos Bravo is retired. Nicaragua 2-1 coming into tonight. Korea 2-1 coming into tonight. 2 of the Group A teams of 4 total with that record through the tournament's first 3 days. We are due to see a matchup between the other 2 squads, with Australia and Canada scheduled to see each other today. But that game washed away by rain. It'll be made up on Wednesday. Japan is the only remaining unbeaten in this tournament. And emphatically so. A huge cut and miss there from Roger Layton, who kind of stares down Min-Ho Lee, daring him to throw that pitch in that spot again. 0-1. That pitch about 90 miles per hour at 145 kilometers per hour. Japan a 16-7 winner over the United States in last night's matchup. To put that in perspective, the United States gave up 5 runs in the 2017 U-18 Baseball World Cup combined. Over the entirety of that tournament, in 9 games, the U.S. gave up 5 runs, as Layton takes a called strike 3, and that ends things here in the 4th. What a fantastic start to this game for Min-Ho Lee, who is no-hitting Nicaragua through 4. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's 3-0 Korea.
4번 후속 공격 7번 타자 다이스 박지원.
Bottom of the fourth inning, Republic of Korea, offense. Batting
Korea taking advantage of a couple of miscues in the field and on the pitcher's mound in the bottom half of the third inning, and they'll carry a 3-0 lead into the bottom of the fourth. Back at Gijang-Hyundai Dream Ballpark Field number 3. My name is Tyler Mon. It's a 3-0 lead for the world's number 3 as Korea squares off with 15th ranked Nicaragua here on day number 4 of the 2019 U-18 Baseball World Cup. This is one of 2 games being played today. They got a good one going on field 2 right now. Japan and Chinese Taipei are all tied up at 1. But just talking about that matchup last night, Japan meeting the United States and trying to break out of what had kind of turned into a perplexing shoulder wait for that Japan squad as a cut and a miss by Ballpark starts things off with a strikeout. Japan had really struggled in recent years against the United States. The U.S. knocked off Japan in the 2013 and 2015 World Championship Finals. Swinging a drive down the right field line, and this ball is going to slice foul off the bat of Hyun-Woo Gong. The U.S. going into last night had won 5 of its last 6 matchups in this event with Japan. The only exception to that was a 3-0 loss in 2015 in the group stage. And of course, the U.S. bounced back from that to knock off Japan in the 2015 World Championship final. U.S. in group play in 2017 threw a shutout against Japan, which the United States did 6 times in their 9 games in Thunder Bay, Ontario, as this ball laced into left field. A 1-out single for Hyun-Woo Gong. And that was a 4-0 victory 2 years ago for the United States. It was nearly a rematch in the World Championship final 2 years ago, but the United States ended up playing Korea for the world title. So for Japan, it was kind of a weight on the shoulders of that team going into yesterday, and talk about breaking out. Not only was that game a win to take the inside track in Group B play, that snapped an 18-game overall winning streak in the U-18 Baseball World Cup for the United States, which dated back to that 2015 loss to Japan. The United States had allowed just 1 run in its previous 5 games in the U-18 Baseball World Cup, allowed only 5 runs in the entirety of the 2017 tournament, and gave up 16 runs last night in a 16-7 loss. They were nearly mercy ruled in that game. And today, the U.S. would have been going at it against Panama. Panama squad that has some really talented players on its roster. Hasn't been a real easy start to the tournament for Panama. This ball is lifted in the air to left field. This is going to be a tough play for anybody. And going out, Rayo, the third baseman, makes the catch. Roger Layton coming on. He had a long run to get to that, but Siwon Park is robbed instead by the third baseman, Ilian Rayo. That is a great play, especially with his left fielder sliding under him. Man, that is a for a degree of difficulty for a third baseman on a 10 scale, that's probably like an 8. I mean, that is a really, really tough play. Give credit to Ilian Rayo for the second out of the inning. So over in Group B play, Japan the only remaining unbeaten. Chinese Taipei and the United States both 2-1. Spain and Panama are 1-2, and South Africa 0-3. So it's a big one over there going on field 2 right now. 1-1 game that is in the top of the 5th inning between Japan and Chinese Taipei. This game here, bottom of the 4th, Korea with a 3-0 advantage. 2 outs and Gong at second as we're back at the top of the order with Ju Young-hee. Just low. 3 balls, 1 strike. The 3-1 pitch fouled away by Lee. And a chance for Ronnie Canales to throw up a 0 after that 3-run inning in the 3rd. You're going to look at that quagmire in the first base dirt cutout. Really just hope for some unexpected sun sometime between now and maybe Wednesday. We know on Wednesday and Thursday it's supposed to be a dicey weather situation. Tomorrow maybe not quite as much. Looks like chances of sun. And that would really help these fields. 3-2 pitch on the way is high for ball 4. Ju Young Lee works a 2-out walk.
Batting second, second baseman Kim Ji-chang.
That'll bring up Ji-chang Kim. Kim's already been to the plate a couple of times. A pop out to shortstop in the 1st inning and a walk with a run scored in the 3rd. No balls and a strike on the left-handed hitting second base. Punch back up the middle into center field. That's a base hit. That should get in. Maybe not. Now the 4th run of the ball game looked to be coming around third base, but losing his footing, Hyunwoo Gong is made to stay at third. So instead of an RBI single back up the middle for Ji-chang Kim, it's a single that loads the bases. I think right back through the box and past Canales. Good job by Carlos Bravo setting up. He would have had a strong throw, but you can see the left foot slipping out from under the catcher Gong. That may bring an end to the night for Giovanni Canales. This is just the pitching coach, Luis Quiroz, out there, so we'll just actually give Canales a word of wisdom as you take another look at Gong coming around third base. We're not going to go on the career highlight reel for Gong, but he's all right down at third, taking his lead away as Jimin Nam tries to cash in this bases loaded situation. He'll do so, maybe. Liner, that does skip through. It gets under the legs of Arana. I didn't realize that Gustavo Arana was shaded so perfectly up the middle, but that thing hitting the turf and just dying as it slithered through his legs, and it's an RBI single for Jimin Nam and a 4-0 lead for Korea. So Gong scores, everybody else will move up a station. Lee goes into third base and Kim into second. And that is just a case of an infielder hoping for a normal hop, and on this waterlogged turf, he didn't get it. So an RBI single for Nam. And again, two relatively quick outs. But Nicaragua unable to get out of this inning without any damage done. So that at third base is Ju-Young Lee. First offering is low and away to Jae-Young Jong. Lefty Canales approaching 85 pitches. 2 balls and no strikes. If you're Ramon Padilla, you'd love to be able to get at least through this inning from your lefty. Go to work with a fresh arm perhaps in the 5th. Ball in the air, right field, shallow. Coming on and making the grab is Jeffrey Montiel. And that will close out the 4th. But Korea brings home another one, the first earned run of the game, on 3 hits in the inning and leaves them loaded. And we head to the top half of the 5th. It's Korea out in front of Nicaragua, 4-0.
니카라과 공격 4번 타자 포수 호르헤 로페즈.
Top of the 5th inning, Nicaragua offense, batting 4th. Catcher,
Top half of the 5th inning, Nicaragua trying to get its bats going as a 4-0 deficit faces the world's number 15 team, headed into the top of the 5th. Leadoff man for today's visiting squad will be Jorge Lopez, the catcher. Nicaragua still hitless through its first 4 innings against his right-hander Min-Ho Lee, who's been fantastic, one of the most polished and best high school arms in all of Korea. And a draft selection of the LG Twins, first round pick this year. There's that slider that we told you about a little while ago. That thing with some hard bite to the outside part of the plate against Jorge Lopez. Already 4 strikes in this game, or 4 strikeouts rather in this game for Min-Ho Lee. speaking of strikes, that was pitch number 30 or pitch number 53. He's got 34 strikes out of those 53 pitches. Really good ratio for Min-Ho Lee. 1-2 on the way to Lopez. Strikeout number 5. With the exception of the leadoff walk to Elian Rayo in the 3rd, this is a perfect effort from the right-hander Lee, and we're going to get a pinch hitter here in place of the second baseman Gustavo Arana.
타자 대사 안토니 바셋.
Pinch hitter Anthony Bassett.
Middle infielder Anthony Bassett takes over in this spot in the lineup. Bassett listed as a shortstop on this Nicaragua roster. Gustavo Arana grounded out back to the pitcher's mound in his first and only trip to the plate, so hopefully it's not a health issue for him. Muddy kind of night here in the Republic of Korea. Rain and mist and humidity all day as Bassett takes 2-0 for a strike. Righty Lee kicks and deals on 2-1. That ball is hammered out to left, but it's right at Duong Park. That's the best hit ball of the day for Nicaragua. It comes from the pinch hitter Anthony Bassett.
타자 1루수 리카르도 도마스.
Batting 6th, first baseman Ricardo Dumas.
Now 2 outs. And Ricardo Dumas, who struck out swinging to end the 2nd inning. Trying to get his team into the hit column here in the top of the 5th. Nicaragua has sent the minimum through its first now 4 2/3 innings. Just 14 hitters have gone to the plate. Good diving action on the fastball from Lee. That one's sky the other direction. And again, right into the tracks of Duong Park, who's there to make the grab. Back-to-back outs his direction here in the 5th. And 1-2-3 once more goes Nicaragua. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's Korea 4 and Nicaragua 0.
오늘날 한국 공격 5번 타자 유격수 박민.
Bottom of the 5th inning, Republic of Korea offense.
4-0 lead for the Republic of Korea as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning in game number 23 of the 2019 WBSC U-18 Baseball World Cup back at Gijang-Hyundai Dream Park, field number 3. My name is Tyler Mon. Left-hander Giovanni Canales back out there for his 5th inning of work. We hear cheers every so often from the other field. It is a 1-1 game still in the top of the 5th inning. Japan and Chinese Taipei. Nice play on the left side of the infield by the third baseman, Elian Rayo, but his throw pulled Ricardo Dumas into the running lane of Min Park, and a collision puts both of them on the ground. Park appears to be all right. See about Dumas now. This is a Nicaragua team that's already dealt with a couple injuries in this tournament. Let's let that throw sail a little bit high, and Park, you can see Dumas reach for his left shoulder as Park kind of bends his arm backwards and sort of caught the glove of Dumas in his midsection. Hopefully Dumas is okay. That's a cool moment to see Min Park concerned about the welfare of his opponent. Two runs across just now for Chinese Taipei on a double by Wei-Chi Lo. Man, that would really throw Group B into all kinds of chaos. If Chinese Taipei was able to grab that win, they'd have a 3-1 record, which would match Japan at the top of that group, and they'd have the head-to-head tiebreaker over Japan as you get another look at this collision at first base. Man, look at the mud on the bottom of those spikes. That's another thing that kind of contributes to this, is you don't really have the footing. Ramon Padilla helps his first baseman to his feet, and I don't think we will be seeing Ricardo Dumas last in this game as he will head off the field. Goes, by the way, as an error charged to the third baseman, Elian Rayo. So a new first baseman into the game for Nicaragua, and that is Emmanuel Alberto. So Park on at first. Jun-Woo Shin is the batter. So that is now the 5 and 6 spots in the Nicaragua lineup that have turned over due to either a pinch hitter or now a defensive replacement. So Alberto in at first base. Jun-Woo Shin the batter. Shin changing things up. Doesn't want the body armor on his left arm. Don't see that very often in an at-bat. A guy taking away a piece of equipment like that. One shot right side, through for a base hit. Up with it quickly is Montiel in right. And Shin with the knock, his second of the day. It's first and second. First two men on for Korea here in the bottom of the 5th. Still no hits on the other side for Nicaragua. But Korea now with its 8th hit of the day to go along with 3 Nicaragua errors. So 3-1 lead for Chinese Taipei over on field number 2. As this ball banked through the right side as well. First pitch single by Ju-Hong Park. Pulling into third base and stopping there. Min Park, and the bases are loaded now for Hyun-Woo Gong, and you kind of wonder if that's going to be the end of the night for the lefty Canales as he crosses over 90 pitches. Error, single, single. They are loaded up. And it sets things up for the catcher, Hyun-Woo Gong, and that will be the final pitcher that Giovanni Canales faces, as Ramon Padilla is out to get him from that first base dugout after 91 pitches. Trying to get Canales through one more inning before going to the bullpen, but Padilla is going to have to make the change here. So Canales will depart after facing 3 batters here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. He is charged so far with 4 runs, although only one of those has gone as earned through his first 4 innings. And he will exit tasked as well with the 3 runners aboard right now. We'll tell you about the new arm when we return. Nicaragua trailing Korea 4-0, bottom of the 5th in Gijang.
There'll be a change of players. Pitcher William Flavia.
New arm into the game for Nicaragua as we move along here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. The right-hander Williams Pravia will take things over on the hill for his squad as the day has come to a close for Giovanni Canales. For Pravia, this will be his first pitching appearance of the tournament. And his first pitch is a ball to Hyun-Woo Gong, the catcher. Gong so far 1 for 2, single and a run scored back in the 4th inning. Two balls and no strikes. Sent right in there over the outer half. Count is 2-1. Siwon Parker waiting on deck. He's the center fielder. 0 for 1 with a walk and a pop out today. But a chance here for Hyun-Woo Gong to really bust this thing open. Pitch just able to grab a portion of the outside corner. And the count goes even at 2-2. To sky foul. Third base Min Park, second base Jun Woo Shin, first base Ju-Hong Park. And Min Park's going to have to hold at third, as a good job by Jorge Lopez to race to that ball. Any other game, you probably take off if you're Min Park, but with such unsure footing, with the rain and the mud that the base area cutouts have turned into, Park, and he was actually off of the cutout by the time that ball got away. That's kind of surprising that he didn't go. A guy who runs pretty well. The shortstop batting out of the 5-hole. This ball in the air down the right field line. Montiel giving chase onto the warning track, and that one will disappear into the seats.
Vamos, Negro, dale atrás, Negro, echalo hacia para abajo, Negro, vamos, pues.
3-2. Do it again.
Todo bien, play, vamos, vamos. Negro, dame una en el strike quiero una, pues. Vamos a llegar, el strike.
Ninth pitch of this at bat upcoming. And a swing and a miss as Gong bails out Pravia by going after ball 4, and he's the first out here in the bottom of the 5th. He just caught him totally off guard with that breaking ball, and Gong knew it, immediately frustrated with the fact that he went after that. So 1 out, bases stay loaded. Min Park still 90 feet away. 4 runs on 9 hits, no errors in this game for Korea. No runs, no hits, 3 errors for Nicaragua. That goes even on Siwon Park, with the foul making it 1-1. Park a walk in the 3rd inning. It actually looked as though this ball could be playable 3rd base side. Lopez will give chase, but that will get back off of the roof of the Korea dugout. Korea in the 3rd, a leadoff strikeout by Hyunwoo Gong. Siwon Park walked behind him. Ju-Young Lee reached on an error charge to the second baseman who started this game for Nicaragua, Gustavo Arana. And then there was a bunt single by Ji-Chang Kim that loaded the bases. Ji-Min Nam then hit a candy hop grounder back to the mound. Giovanni Canales went home, got the first out there. That was Siwon Park. But then the throw to first base to try to finish off an inning-ending double play sent up the right field line, and that turned into a 3-run inning as 2 runs crossed on that play. And another 2 batters later, when Nam scored on an RBI single by Min Park. That started Korea's night. 3 runs there, another one in the 4th. And here we are in the 5th, 1 out, bases loaded. And a full count again as Park battles. Right-hander comes set. 3-2 pitch on the way from Pravia. Another one upcoming. There's a swing and a rope out to center field. This is going to split the outfielders. It'll get by Bravo briefly as he's able to get to it and send it back to the infield. But a big drive off of the bat of Siwon Park out of the 9 spot. It only ends up as a single, but it's going to score 2 runs, and it's a 6-0 Korea lead. Min Park scoring easily from third base. Jungwoo Shin racing around from second. Actually not really sure why Joo-hyung Park wasn't able to motor around to third base, but now another base runner with another miscue as Pravia reloads the bases. Pitch that just tails back inside, and it's off that right leg of the leadoff man, Joo-young Lee. Rain is picked up again. You can hear it now in the crowd mic, probably. You can certainly see it streaking across your screen. Two balls, no strikes. This game would be an official game, by the way, if we were to go into a delay. Now that we have moved through 4.5 innings with the home team out in front, this ball shot out to short, could be two. The second for one on the first, not in time to get the second out. Joo-hyung Park will score from third base. It's an RBI fielder's choice off the bat of Ji-chan Kim. Lee is retired 6-4 on the fielder's choice. Won Park will advance to third. Man, now you can really hear that rain in our mics. That is way too soothing of a sound. That sounds like laying in a tent on a camping trip. It's gonna put me to sleep. Two outs. And runners at the corners now for Korea with a 6-0 lead. Check that, a 7-0 lead. Third run coming in on the fielder's choice grounder. No balls, 2 strikes now on Jim In Nam. Been aboard twice in his 3 trips to the plate today. Single, reach on a fielder's choice, scored a run. He has driven in 3. Breaking ball, blocked by Lopez. He will hold Kim at first. Haven't put that 7th run up on the scoreboard in center field yet, but 3 runs home in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, 3 here in the 5th. That is a broadcasting major, but I do believe that adds up to 7. Although I would never trust my math skills or anything, as this ball is crushed to left field. But, oh man, tailing back on Roger Layton as it gets by him. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Flying around from first base is Ji-chan Kim. Here comes the throw to the plate, and it's off of the glove of Lopez. Kim scores, and moving into third on the throw and the commotion of the plate is Nam. 2 more across, and it's 9-0 Korea leads. And the skies have opened up here at Gijang-Hyundai Dream Ballpark. And so has the Korea offense. That is now 5 RBIs tonight for Jim In Nam. Is that right? I'll make sure that's correct, but he has been a force. Making things happen at the plate for his team. A 5 spot here in this inning. And this rain is really, really coming down now. Our home plate umpire, Chun-Jae Hwang from Chinese Taipei, pleading with Korea hitters to move it along. As Jae Young Jung, the 9th man to bat in this inning, is now batting in a downpour with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Already getting close to 30 pitches thrown by this reliever, Williams Pravia, as the 0-2 is chopped out to short. Tough play for Cristian Moreno. Throw to first. Nice job on the back end of that play by Emmanuel Alberto, who will make the stab on a rising hop, and that will get the job done to close out the inning. But 5 more home for Korea in the 5th. We'll go to the 6th. Korea out in front of Nicaragua 9-0.
시리에 들어갈 니카라과의 시리즈를 3루수 엘리앙 라이오
아까보다 많이 안 와.
이거 저걸 못 봐야 되는데. 여자가 혼자 하는데 더 달라는 거. 이것만 어때 이거? 야 근데 내 카메라가 더 좋은 거 같아. 되게 안 좋은 거 있어.
Nice toss.
야야 안에 집어넣어 안에 옷다 집어넣어.
이름이랑 보낸 거 봤어요? 혹시 빠르게.
뭐 스포츠에 있지 않을까? 잘 모르겠어 왜?
니네 집 어디냐고 이 새끼야. 야, 얘는 입에서 웬만해서 새끼가 안 나오는데 어디서 상관없는 너한테 새끼를 원래 이제 얘 욕을 안 하는 애야.
daylight first go.
관중 여러분께 잠시 안내 말씀드리겠습니다. 인천으로 인해 경기가 잠시 중단되어 9시에 경기 재개 여부를 결정할 예정임을 알려드립니다.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have an announcement. The game is being delayed due to the weather conditions. The resume of the game will be determined at 9 p.m.
안내 말씀드리겠습니다. 우천으로 인해 경기가 잠시 중단되어 9시에 경기 재개 여부를 결정할 예정임을 알려드립니다.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have an announcement. The game is being delayed due to weather conditions. The resume of the game will be determined at 9 p.m.
¿Quién habla inglés?
No habla inglés. You speak English. 집에 가자.
관중 여러분께 안내 말씀드리겠습니다. 오늘의 경기는 강우 콜드로 인해 취소가 되었습니다. 내일의 경기를 안내해드리겠습니다. 내일 오전 10시 네덜란드와 호주, 오후 2시 한국과 중국의 경기가 있겠습니다.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have an announcement. The game has been a called game due to heavy rain. Tomorrow's competition is scheduled to begin at 10 a.m. between Netherlands and Australia, 2 p.m. between Republic of Korea and China. Thank you.
수비에 들어갈 니카라과의 수비 위치를 선수 엘리앙 나요.